Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Domains. Dad's off getting a bite to eat, so he'll be here to join us in just a second. Once again, y'all are going to have to deal with the beautiful view from my cell phone because my computer still doesn't want to have the camera work. But that's okay. Give everyone a few seconds to hop in here, including Dad. He's coming. In the meantime, if y'all want to retweet the space, that'd be cool, or repost whatever you're on. I think from now on, we're going to start streaming just on YouTube and Facebook for the Freename channels. We'll probably still be on all of Dad's channels. So if you're usually, joining with us from a different channel, that's why we're not there. So hopefully we're going to give people a little bit more time to figure that out. Hopefully they'll I think we posted that we will not be on those channels today. Hopefully that'll give everyone a second to hop on from wherever they can. Dad, how's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Julie and I got to see each other IRL this weekend.
Very fun. Very exciting.
I got to see your little studio. And got back into Monday domaining. A lot of world events going on. A lot of crypto events going on.
What's going on?
Well, crypto was doing terrible until yesterday at 9 in the morning. Then it was doing great. And then now it's back to terrible. And now there's world events going on. So yeah, lots going on.
Well,
good time to hide out in domaining. As domain name investors, I get the benefit of the fact that no one knows what domains are worth. So you don't have like a bank statement and every day you look at it and it says your domains are worth this, like your stock market portfolio or your crypto portfolio. You go in your wallet, it says this is what other people are trading your coins for. This is what yours are worth, and your emotions go up and down every second based upon, what's going on. Now in domains, we don't have that. You know how much you paid for a domain, and in your mind, you think you've made a bunch of money on that domain. You really can't quantify it, but you just know that you're up. You know that you're.
Also, there's more variability for seller talent in a domain, whereas crypto, you're just looking at the trends and what everyone else is going to do. But there's not much you can do to make it worthwhile. Whereas as a seller, you put in the effort, you be good at your job.
Yep.
Maybe get a little more for it.
And you have something called the power of one, which means that even though someone can say, I bought a 5-letter domain, and you have a 5-letter domain that's a cute word, you can kind of say those should be worth about the same, but that doesn't mean.
But what if my word is cuter? Okay.
Not only what if your word is cuter, Julie, what if the person that wants to buy your word is not only convinced it's cuter, but has the money to put their money where their mouth is and has said, I have to have that domain name. At the same time, let me just say, at the same time that you've said, I don't want anyone to have that domain name until they give me enough money. And that's where we get the big transactions.
What was that thing you used to say where there's no good domains and bad domains? There's good domains for the right people who have the money to invest more? Or there's
no, you almost got it. I'm so proud of you. I believe that there's not good domains and bad domains. There's domains at good prices and domains at bad prices.
Yeah.
So right now, if someone invented a new domain extension and gave me 100,000 domains for no money, I would take them. And at the same point, we have a new domain being marketed by Larry Fisher announced that he and Ari are marketing AI.com with an asking price of $100 million.
Confirmed?
Yes.
So for those who don't know, Dad, as soon as he saw there was a name going for that much, he guessed what it was.
Yes. So if AI.com is a great domain name, and then someone's going to have to decide if it's a great domain name for $100 million. So there's no doubt that it's a great domain name. And so someone's going to have to decide if it's a great domain name for $100 million.
I even read it in a book recently that was referencing software companies making billions of dollars. And when you compare, you know what? I don't have this full comparison, but there's been a trend on social media where people are comparing just what that amount of money looks like to us little people who will never see
right.
But to a billionaire, I think it's a billionaire. I don't think it needs to be a multi-billionaire. $100,000 is a cup of coffee in terms of like percentage of net worth or something. So it's like if the tech company has billions of dollars, they could pay a measly few million, you know.
100 million. Like say your market cap of your stock, all the stock of your stock was worth, say, $4 billion. And so your stock is trading at, say, $40 a share, and there's 100 million shares or something like that. So it works out to $4 billion. That's the value of your company. And your company is called like Advanced Technologies Limited or something like that. Or, you know, you've named it after the founder, you know, Page Howe Industries or something. Or you named it Boobly Boobly Industries. And all of a sudden you could say you're AI.com and your stock went up 2 points. Your stock would have gone up the equivalent value of the 100 million that you spent. So I guess it is how you look at it.
Sorry, I'm doing math over here.
I've lost you, Julie, on your screen.
I know, I was doing math. 2.5% of their income.
There you go. Now, let's go to the other end. There are every day 200,000 domain names that people don't want to pay $10 to $40 to renew, and they let them go.
Expired domain name auctions. We've covered these. You guys better have a really good grasp on an expired domain name market right now. Otherwise, you haven't been paying attention. That was not us.
So we call all those things domains. One that's worth 100 million and one that somebody didn't want to pay $8 for. So you can imagine how difficult it is for the public to answer the question, how much is a domain worth? So I titled tonight's show, Where's the Easy Money in Domaining?
I saw that question. You put it in a chat, and I was like, there is none. Right? Trick question?
Oh, you're just jumping right to the end, Julie.
I was trying to make you proud. I was being a good daughter who understands the industry and can get the trick question right.
I would say
isn't worth having.
You ready? Let's see if anyone else had any suggestions here. No. All right. The easy money in domain names you get by working hard. And if you're not working hard, then you're in the tough part. Now, second way to make easy money in the domain names is have more money than everybody else.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
If you do have more money than other people, you can sit back and let other people help find the best domains, and you can simply outbid them. Because if someone else thinks the name's worth 1,000 and you really like it, you may just pay 1,100 and get the name and say, I've got it now. You know what I mean? And I don't have to sell it because I have enough money to pay for my lifestyle and to pay for my portfolio. And so any investor that's investing in domains, what they think the easy money in domaining is it's when you're committing new money to domains and you're not keeping track of whether you're selling anything. You've just told yourself you're going to buy a bunch of domains. So for most people, that's the easy money because you say, you know, I'm going to spend $10,000 on domain names. In fact, my friend Sam Charles had a post, I think yesterday morning, what would you do with $10,000 in domain names? And when you're investing with no eye toward having to sell them soon, everything looks good. Oh, I'll buy that. That can make money. Oh, I'll buy that. That can make money. Oh, I'll buy that. That can make money. So that's easy money, but that's easy money going out.
I was going to say, it's easy money to spend.
Yeah.
It's easy to spend 10 grand on domain.
because you don't start thinking you have to sell anything until your $10,000 is gone. So that was easy money. It was easy money going out.
Yeah.
And when you have the mindset that you're buying domains for a long period of time, 3 to 5 years, you can make almost any domain look good and any domain look possible.
So you have to psych yourself. You have to make sure you have a really good handle on your own mental aspect of domains and money and what you can. It's like gambling, where it can be fun, but you have to make sure that you've got a good head on your shoulders and you're not just going to blow 10 grand. If you don't have impulse control, I feel like this is not the market for you.
Julie, you are wise. You are wise, because what I would tell any domain investor out there is assess your own personality and its strengths and weaknesses before you start domain investing, because your personality will show up in your domain portfolio.
I wonder if you see a difference between men and women in domain investing because of impulse control. And I get it's different. Like men, I feel like women are known for having less impulse control because like, oh yeah, give me a coffee. Oh yeah, $5 shirt sold. But I feel like if you ask us to spend $100, we are much less likely to do that than a man. And I would love to know the stats on a woman's domain investing portfolio versus a man's.
So it's interesting that you say that. I think in the battle of the sexes, and we're going to generalize here, knowing that each person is different.
Absolutely.
Traditionally, it seems to me like the male domainer will trust in themselves, convince themselves they're right, and spend unlimited amount of money on domains because they know they're right. There's a chance that a woman in domaining may be more pessimistic about the aspects of any domain and be more likely to say no, 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 no. Which means, in my opinion, the risk of being too conservative in domaining is you never buy anything.
That's a good point. Then you miss out on opportunity.
But you don't want to go at the wrong time. Oh, I better buy some stuff.
Yeah.
Because then you're just like, I'll buy anything that goes around. So what I would tell people is, one, be patient with your money. I responded to the question online about what would you do with $10,000. It was Domain Smoke. Dennis at Domain Smoke, domainsmoke.com, which is a great tip letter that gives you the best auction domains available every day. And I think it was his quote. And I said, the best thing to do is if you had $10,000 to invest in domaining, is put $500 on top of your computer and spend it, and put the other $9,500 in a safe, and spin the wheel with the combination and throw away the combination and throw away the key. And wait until a deal comes by that's so good that you'd be willing to take a blowtorch to open the safe. You know what I mean? The equivalent of busting open the piggy bank. Because let me tell you, domains deals will come your way. If you're watching expired domain names and you look at what's available this week, you may see some stuff. If you're of the mindset that you're going to buy everything this week, you're going to buy everything. Everything's going to look good. You know what I mean? But if you wait, names will come to you over time. You know what I mean? Names that you never thought possible that they would drop and someone would let go of them will come to you. Go ahead.
I like this idea because I'm thinking about it in my little universe. If I go to the store on a Saturday, and I've done this, mom's watched me do this, I think you've watched me do this, I'll pick up something like, oh, I like this. And then I look at the checkout line and I say, I do not like this enough to wait in this checkout line. And if I don't like it enough to wait in the checkout line, I don't need it.
That's a good point. Now, the domain companies don't want you to hear this.
They have the opposite.
Yeah, but I will tell you that smart domain companies realize that if their buyers don't lose all their money, they'll be back for years and years and years and years to buy more domain names because they won't have run out of money.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the biggest thing that I'll try to be a part of some different domain companies and try to be, teach people to be smarter domainers, because what if over time a lot of the money that you could use to spend on domains you made from buying domains? You know what I mean? You didn't always have to bring it from other places. So anyway, but easy money. People do want to know what the easy money is. So if there is a place where there's easy money in domains, I would say it's this. And I'll talk about expired domains, is really trying to find areas that that the average domainer doesn't. Now, you can talk yourself into thinking there's hundreds of those areas. But if you're in a community, and Ishmaeli is really good about this, who does some great spaces, one on Saturday afternoon. He's got a circle of people that he's met over the years, and he's got some unique insights to some businesses where when he sees a domain name, and he's competing against all the rest of the regular domain investors, but he's been with someone who said, let me tell you, I spend $20,000 a month on marketing our company in this business. And, then he knows that that's an attractive business. You know what I mean? So try to find things that you know about, and you should be able to outbid or get domain names that everyone else let go by, but you know that they're valuable. And I'll end with this, and then I'll let you talk, Julie. 40 years ago, I read a book by Peter Lynch, who was one of the first mutual fund investors, and he had this thing called management by walking around, and also buy what you know. Look in your checkbook. Where are you spending money on money? And realize that's where people are spending online. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I like that. I like it a lot. I was going to say More Than SEO is here, and we still have his questions from 2 weeks ago that we weren't able to answer last week.
Oh, good. More Than SEO is in the house.
So he asked a question, and then I have pictures of your questions from 2 weeks ago that, if they're still relevant, you can answer.
Let me finish up on easy money and domaining. So easy money and domaining. If you have a lot of money, the easiest thing is to outbid everybody. Other than that, there's not that much easy money in domaining, because when you go to buy a name, you're going to have to outbid every other person in the world. And then when you go to sell it, you're going to try to find one person in the world that'll pay your price. Secondly, the easy money in domaining is made after you work hard. It's the last 20 minutes you spend searching for domains that'll produce the best name usually. The first 20 minutes, anybody could do. So you have to assume that everyone's done it. And I think about, where do I go further? Where do I go further that I may be finding things that not everyone has found? I still have to be tough and greedy on what I get. Don't just say because you found it, it's awesome. So I think, and then lastly, it's putting in your work to selling. So there's no easy money unless you're working hard. And then 2, what areas do you know about yourself? All right, what do we got from SEO?
All right, so here we go. We're gonna do I found them. I was good on this. Okay, so questions from last week. Number 1, Freename SLD question. Any benefits to minting on Chili's or SEI or Aurora version, the more traditional Solana or Polygon? Any utility differences on Web3 websites or integrations with Dmail or other?
Well, that is a great question, and it's such a great question that I'm going to encourage you to put that in the chat, because I might be too much of a Web 2 person to totally understand. I know that Sui is an up-and-coming chain, and if that was part of your value proposition, and you knew that a big part of your community was on that chain, then I would say go ahead and do it. If your community or your market for that domain name was the name of an NFT or the name of a token that was minted there, then I would say that would make sense. Right now, I would probably, like, if I was doing a TLD that matched a meme coin and the meme coin was on Solana, I would probably mint on Solana. And if I knew that I had a community that was established, maybe more Ethereum centric, I would probably mint on Polygon, which is kind of what's called an L2. It's based upon Ethereum. So I think you have to think of it almost like fashion. What contributes to the perception of your TLD? So that's the best I can do, but that's probably better for the Q&A.
And then I'm going to go ahead and type his other one in the chat, because I just it's easy. It's hard to follow. Hang on one second.
And I'm not sure what Chili's uses. He asked about Chili's. I'm not sure which one that they're mostly on. So I would ask that question in the Telegram.
And I think it also these questions were asked before the partnership with Chili's was announced. So I wonder if the answer to that if he's already got his answer from all of the information coming out about that partnership, which is super exciting. So yay.
And I would say on the earlier question about, so when you have the Freename browser extension, you can type in your own Freename TLD, like if you have pagehow.summer, and it'll resolve to whatever you put in the website records. And he's saying that it doesn't show up in the browser bar. So I'll have to look into that, and I'll try to come back in the Telegram chat and see if I know a workaround. But first I have to duplicate the problem. So thanks for bringing that to my attention.
Okay, and was that his first question or his second question that he asked in the chat?
That was actually from More Than SEO.
Yeah.
Okay.
So his first question or his second one?
First.
Okay, so the second one.
We covered the second one. Oh, okay, keep going.
We have 4 questions from SEO. So
no, the first 2 are the same.
Oh, okay, excellent. Okay, so then our last question from More Than SEO. I'm so glad. I feel bad at More Than SEO because I know you've asked some phenomenal questions in the past and we haven't had time to answer, and so we've said we'll do it next week, and so I really wanted to make sure we got to these. He said, also for Web3 domains, since they are NFTs, have there been some success stories or TLD owners creating viable and profitable token gating communities if the TLD has high emotion audience? This is a great question for Dad.
I think in the area of Web3 domains, I think Ethereum and the ENS Maxis is probably a great combination, where the ENS Maxis were early Ethereum Maxis that got their ENS, Ethereum name service domain names like pagehow.eth. And then they started a community, the ETH Maxis, and they created an NFT for the ETH Maxis. So if you go into one of their spaces, they're all rocking their ETH Maxis profile picture, you know what I mean, when they're in there talking about being Ethereum Maxis. So I think that if I did a TLD like my .v or something like that, there's some interesting things you can do with your profile pictures. A couple of them, like Julie and I were involved in a chat with one that was called Sign, but their color scheme was all orange. And so all their profile pictures had orange backgrounds. You know what I mean? And so they were able to create in their community a sense that when you looked at their spaces, everybody had the kind of an orange background. There was a token that had to do with gold. And what they did was everyone, when they made their PFPs on Twitter, on X, they had a gold circle around them. So even if they had their regular, profile picture, the fact that they had this gold circle around them meant that, like Julie, your community could all have like a purple circle around it. You know what I mean? In Julie Jules. So
make people do that.
That way they would have their same. So I think it's that, and that's just like a domain name. You're like, if you're in the .juliejules community, then you have the .juliejules, which makes you feel a part of everybody in .juliejules. But then you have your own left of the dot, meaning I'm, cutie.juliejules, whatever. And then that gives you your individuality, and it's a one-of-one. So you're both part of a community, and then you have your own unique domain name inside the community.
I would love for these to take off for like celebrity, like the Swifties, could have all their little cutesy things. But we're at 30 minutes. That's all we've got time for today, folks. So it was so glad seeing everybody. I hope you have a great week. Please retweet the space. Even if you're watching this after the time is over, feel free to retweet the replay, and have a great week.
See y'all.